Hi there, my name's Charlotte. I'm a Levi's tailor ambassador and I'm here today to give you a few tips on reducing your waste this holiday season. This time of year is so magical. The decorations are so beautiful, you spend more time with loved ones, the food's amazing, and of course the gift giving. This is the biggest contributor to waste during the holiday season, unfortunately, which is so sad because it's such a nice thing to do. So to give you an idea of ways that you can reduce that impact is you can use fabric to wrap your gift so that this fabric can be washed and reused by someone in the future, or it can be given back to you to reuse for gifts for somebody else. I collect fabric from old projects, so these are all just scraps from things that I've made in the past. I try and keep the scraps so that they aren't wasted or added to landfill, and I can use those to wrap gifts for people. Not only when you're wrapping gifts for other people, try to stay mindful of when they're gifting to you, what you can reuse and recycle yourself. So if they are using paper, if it can be recycled, do so, but remove the tape first. If they're using bags, try and see, what I can reuse again. If they've got sparkle or glitter on it, it can't be recycled. So try and reuse it when you're gifting to other people. And try, if you're purchasing yourself, try and stick to recyclable material. So when it does come to the end of its use, that can be recycled as well. There's also things that you can decorate with, like pine cones, cinnamon sticks, baked orange slices, rosemary. So many natural things that look so beautiful on presents. I'm going to be showing you three nice neat ways of wrapping with fabric. The first one, I'm going to be using a hair scarf, and I'm going to be using the method of a double bow. This hair scarf I got from a charity shop actually. Charity shops are a great way of finding fabrics, and it also doubles up as a gift as well. So they've got the gift that you're giving and they've got the gift of the hair scarf. So taking the square fabric, laying it so that the outside is face down, that's the design you want to be shown on the gift. Take two opposite corners and lay it out diagonally and place the gift in the center. We're going to take those two corners and tie them in a simple knot on top of the gift, nice and tight. You can adjust so that the knot is in the center, and then rotating the gift so that we can take one side of that knot and one corner, tie them both together in a simple knot, and then again to secure in place. And then with the other side, so we're taking the first knot excess fabric and the last corner, tying those in a simple knot together and then double to secure. And it either looks really nice like this, just with two knots next to each other and the fabric loose, or you can go back and instead of doing that second knot to secure the fabric, you can tie in a bow. And again, going back to the other side, I'm just undoing that second knot that secures it, and I'm going to do a bow instead. And then you can try and ruffle them both together so that they don't look like two separate bows, and it creates almost like a flower on top. And there we go. The second knot method is just a simple single knot, but before where we incorporated the first corners, I'm actually going to show you a way to tidy them away so that you can just have the single knot on top. For a single bow wrap gift, we're going to do exactly the same. Lay the fabric face down diagonally, placing the gifts in the center. Take two opposite corners and we're going to sandwich them together and start to roll down in one long line down to the gift so that it's tight. And once that's in the center, I'm just going to secure the edges by rolling it in, and then I'm going to take one side, pull it over the roll you've created into the center, and the other side, and tie in a simple knot, and again to secure. And try and tuck the roll that you've created underneath the bow. And the last way I'm going to show you is how to use your scrap fabric. So this is the fabric with the edging that perhaps isn't very neat, and maybe you don't have a machine to hem it yourself. So this method is a really good sheet wrap method, similar to using wrapping paper, but of course we don't use tape, we use string instead. And it's just a really nice way of hiding those messy edges because you fold it in nice and neat. All you'll need is the fabric you're using, some string to hold it together, some pins to assist in keeping it together, and your present wrappers. Taking your scrap piece of fabric, lay the outside design down. So I'm choosing this washed out effect to have as my outside, but if I wanted to use the louder side with the stripes, then I would turn it over. So make sure the outside is always face down. Taking your square of fabric, you can double check that the fabric is big enough for the box by making sure the diagonal of the fabric is 3 times the length of the box. And then we're going to place the box in the center and wrap almost as if you would with paper. So you're folding one side over the other side into the center. Here, obviously with fabric, we aren't using any tape. We're going to instead secure with string, but in the meantime, to hold the fabric together, I'm just going to pin it in place. So I'm making sure that the fabric is smooth and tight and securing with a pin in the center. So taking one side of the excess fabric, I'm going to make sure that the folds are clean and I'm going to create a pointed shape. So taking one side, folding it into the center, and then taking the other side, bringing that one in too. Try and smooth out any of the folds as you go along. The thinner the fabric, the easier this will be. Obviously the thicker it is, the harder it is to smooth it out. So from here I'm taking in that corner to the middle and securing it with a pin. I'm going to wrap some string around now, and to check the length of the string you want to make sure that it's 2 times the length of the gift, 2 times the width of the gift, and it can reach diagonally across as well. This will make sure that you've got enough to wrap around the gift each way as well as secure with a bow. So finding the center of your string, place that in the top middle of the gift and hold it in place. We're going to wrap the thread across the top of the box and then flip the box over, bring the thread into the center, and then we're going to cross the string so that it goes the other direction this time, across the gift and over to the top. And here I'm going to tie underneath that first thread to secure it in the cross shape, and then just tie in a simple bow. Try and pull it tight so that it holds the fabric in place, and it's up to you how you finish off your tie, really how you finish off your design. I like to make the loops big enough so that I can tie again in a bow. And don't forget to take out the pins. Hopefully the string is tight enough that it's holding the fabric in place. You can just tuck in any excess that might have loosened. You can finish the gift with either some pine cones or some cinnamon sticks, or you could use sprigs of pine from the Christmas trees, or even some rosemary you could wrap around into a wreath. I'm using a pine cone. Try and stick to things that are biodegradable or can be reused. I'm also going to secure one of the poms, and there we go.